Welcome to Afghan News with Mohsen Jamal. Afghan police say officers have shot dead 2 men wearing explosive vests foiling a planned suicide attack on a government building. The Ministry of Interior says the shooting on Sunday morning in the southern Zabul province detonated the attackers' explosives and both died. Separately, the ministry says more than 340 rockets have been fired in the past week from Pakistan into 2 eastern Afghan provinces. Shells landing in Dangam district of Nuristan province destroyed 6 houses, 2 mosques and displaced at least 50 families. The ministry says it is unclear who is firing the artillery rounds in Nuristan and Kunar provinces, but insists they are being fired from Pakistani soil. Cross-border shelling incidents frequently cause tension between Afghanistan and Pakistan. 12 insurgents were killed and at least 17 others were detained on Saturday and Sunday during 7 separate operations carried out by coalition forces across Afghanistan. The NATO-led International Security Assistance Force said during an operation in the Zurmat district of the eastern Paktia province, a combined Afghan and coalition security forces killed 5 insurgents while searching for an alleged local Taliban leader. ISAF said the leader is believed to facilitate insurgent fighters to conduct ambushes and roadside bomb attacks against Afghan forces. Another operation took place in the Tangi Valley in Saidabad district of Wardak province, which ISAF said is being used as a safe haven for insurgents transiting to and from Kabul and allows for their movement and storage of weapons and equipment for use throughout the region. Other notable coalition operations were carried out in Kunduz, Helmand, Kandahar and Logar provinces. Unknown gunmen killed a German tourist and his Afghan companion in central Afghanistan on Saturday and wounded 2 other Afghans when they opened fire on the van the tourist was traveling in. A senior police officer said the men were on a road in poor remote Ghor province driving towards Bamyan province, which is more often visited. Deputy Provincial Police Chief Abdul Rashid Bashir said Bashir added the dead man was a tourist and documents found in his possession showed that he was German, but the German embassy in Kabul could not immediately be reached for comment. 2 German nationals were killed last month while hiking in mountains near the capital Kabul, but their killers have not been found yet. Ghor is still relatively peaceful even though it shares a border with Helmand province, an insurgent stronghold. India will play its part in helping the people of Afghanistan to build a better future for themselves, Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said on Saturday. Addressing the 66th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, Singh said that India wishes to see an open, inclusive and transparent architecture of regional cooperation in the Asia-Pacific region and peaceful settlement of disputes. He further said that the assassination of former Afghan President and peace negotiator Burhanuddin Rabbani on Tuesday in Kabul is a chilling reminder of the designs of the enemies of peace in Afghanistan. Pakistan's Prime Minister has turned on the United States over its allegations of links to the Haqqani terror network, saying the blame game is self-defeating and the United States policy in Afghanistan is in disarray. The latest row with Washington accusing elements of the Pakistan instead of supporting the Al-Qaeda-linked Haqqani network. It blames for an attack on the United States embassy in Kabul has raised the tensions to an unprecedented level. In a policy statement issued by his office amid a growing rift with the United States Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani says Saturday the United States allegations would only benefit the militants and that they betray a confusion and policy disarray within the United States establishment on the way forward in Afghanistan. Gilani's comments came after Pakistan's Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Khair said Washington's humiliating public attack was not acceptable and warned the United States stood to lose a vital ally. The Pakistani premier said his country was not responsible for the security of foreign troops inside Afghanistan, and it was itself a victim of terrorist attacks launched from Afghan soil. Meanwhile, Pakistan's powerful army chief General Ashfaq Kayani on Sunday called a special meeting of his top commanders to discuss the security situation. The military said as the war wars with the United States escalated. The extraordinary meeting of the Corps commanders came against the backdrop of sharp U.S. allegations that Pakistan Army's powerful spy agency supported the Haqqani military group. Washington blames for the recent attack on its embassy and other targets in Kabul. In a Thursday-line statement, the military said the commanders would review the prevailing security situation. Kayani, who is departing for London later Sunday night to address the International Institute for Strategic Studies and the Royal College of Defense Studies, is chairing the meeting. The Corps Commanders meeting comes a day after Kayani met with U.S. CENTCOM Commander General James N. Mattis in Pakistan, but military spokesman Major General Athar Abbas said the two meetings were unrelated. 4 successive blasts hit the Iraqi city of Karbala on Sunday, killing at least 16 people and wounding dozens more as they lined up outside a local government building. The first bomb ripped through a crowd of guards and civilians gathered in front of an office issuing ID cards and passports, and 3 other explosions went off shortly after as emergency services arrived at the site, police said. Panicked security guards fired shots in the air to keep onlookers away after the blast tore the front of nearby buildings and set ablaze cars parked on the street. A Karbala police official said 16 people were killed and 34 more wounded, while a Karbala Health Department official said so far hospitals had 10 dead and another 110 wounded. Violence has in Iraq eased since the height of sectarian strife in 2006 to 2007, but insurgents tied to Al-Qaeda and Shiite militias still carry out daily attacks as U.S. troops prepare to withdraw at the end of this year. Kurdish separatist fighters have attacked a police station in Turkey, killing 5 police officers and wounding 9 in a clash in which 3 rebels were also killed, security sources said. This terrorist assault took place in the southeastern province of Siirt, and fighting continued late into Saturday night. The attack comes at a time of heightened tension between the Armed Kurdistan Workers' Party and the Turkish military, which has launched airstrikes and artillery barrages against suspected PKK bases in northern Iraq in retaliation for a spate of military attacks inside Turkey. Earlier this month, Idris Naim Sahin, Turkish interior minister, said Ankara was preparing a possible ground operation in northern Iraq depending on the result of talks with Iraq. The semi-autonomous government of Iraq's Kurdistan region has voiced stiff opposition to the proposed incursion. A small plane with 19 people on board, most of them foreign tourists on a trip to view Mount Everest, crashed in central Nepal near Kathmandu on Sunday. Nepali television channels and a government official said. Local TV said there were 16 foreign passengers and a crew of 3 on board the plane. The beach aircraft owned by the Buddha Air, a private airline, was flying to Kathmandu from a mountain flight to Everest. TV channels say the plane had crashed at Kot Danda, about 5 kilometers south of the Nepali capital, adding that there were 10 Indians among the foreign passengers. And that violence has resumed in the streets of the capital Sana'a as tens of thousands of people gather to demand that Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh be tried for crimes committed during his decades-long rule. At least 1 protester was killed and 14 injured by pro-Saleh forces as marching protesters who set off from Change Square on Sunday attempted to reach Sabah Junction. Elsewhere, 3 people were killed and 3 others were wounded early on Sunday in clashes in Yemen's second-largest city, Taz, a tribal source said. Sunday's violence follows an especially bloody day when government forces attacked unarmed demonstrators camped in Change Square in the headquarters of defected soldiers, killing 18 civilians and 11 soldiers, as well as wounding nearly 200 others. Meanwhile, the United Nations Security Council issued a statement on Saturday calling on all sides to reject violence, including against peaceful and unarmed civilians, and show maximum restraint. And that's all for now. Thanks for staying with us.